If freedom had a symbol, it would probably be a hijab, wouldn't it? Let's be honest. And let's take a look at this article by Ayesha Nusrat. It's been over 2 months since I decided to become a hijabi, one who wears a headscarf and adheres to modest clothing. And before you race to label me the poster girl for oppressed womanhood everywhere, let me tell you, as a woman, with a master's degree in human rights and a graduate degree in psychology, I see this as the most liberating experience ever. In a world besotted with the looks and body and sexuality of women, the hijab can be an assertive mode of individual feministic expression and rights. I regard my hijab to be a commanding question of, I control what you see. How is that not empowering? Mixed with a munificent amount of authority emanating from the my body is my own concern clause. I believe a hijab gives me the right to assert my body, my femininity and spirituality as my own, and under my authority alone, and that of my local mullah. Every time I see my reflection in the mirror, I see a woman who has chosen to be a rights activist, a woman who happens to be a Muslim and covers her hair incidentally with the full-throated backing of Sharia law and the religious police. My reflection reminds me of the convictions that make me take up the hijab in the first place, to work for a world where a woman isn't judged by how she looks or what she wears, a world in which she needn't defend the right to make decisions about her own body, in which she can be whoever she wants without having to choose between her religion and her rights. Indeed, Ayesha, I agree. A woman basically shouldn't be allowed to choose between her religion and her rights, because, let's be honest, what are rights anyway? Are they really a thing? But the guy holding a big cane and smacking you back into line, well, I mean, that's a real thing. And that really hurts. And you can get this perspective from any Muslim woman. And I just have to say, I like this banner at the top. We invite you to Islam. That sounds lovely, doesn't it? And that's a lovely invitation. I just did a quick Google search. It turns out that Islam means we invite you to submit. Well, that's so generous. I've never met a more polite conqueror. But anyway, female teenagers tend to define themselves by physical appearance like fashion, hairstyle, favourite music, or the most up-to-date gadget like iPad. Popular culture celebrities, especially those who come from Hollywood, or appear in their favourite Disney Channel, become the idol for most American teenagers. A question arises. How do female teenagers define their identity without relying too much on physical appearance, or indeed at all? Am I right? Sarah Javed, a 12th grade student, emphasised the benefits of wearing a hijab, that she says, the hijab is like a shield to me, in the way that people around me approach me based on how my personality or character is. I won't say I'm the prettiest girl in this school, but if I would let my hair down and wear clothes that would expose my body, I bet I would attract people. So the hijab protects me from that, and my goodness, isn't that what you want to be protected from? Being attractive. In fact, covering up your modesty for fear of being a total fucking whore is just a complete symbol of freedom. I mean, it's the most archetypal symbol of freedom I can think of. Right next to, let me think, an American flag. If you were going to say, look, this hijab is a garment of freedom, I know literally all of me is covered except for a little bit of my face, and that's only because I live in one of those countries that's not entirely Sharia compliant. But you've really got to understand that it's a complete choice. Women choose to do it, and the women who don't choose to do it get the fucking cane. So you really have to question what Iranian women's rights activists are talking about when they call on Western tourists to violate the hijab law to fight against oppression. What are they talking about? Don't they know that the hijab is a symbol of freedom? Look at this oppressed woman. She's not covered up at all. Her entire face and hair is on display for all of the world to see because she's a fucking slut. How very dare she? Doesn't she understand the liberation that is submission? Does she not understand that she should listen to her Ayatollah? He knows best. And honestly, that's the reason we have these laws in the first place. So I hope you understand that what you need to do, my lovely lady, is cover yourself up because you look like a whore, and if you're really lucky, the religious police will only whip you 50 times across your back and won't actually stone you to death in a fucking ditch.